All right. Hi, teams. Welcome back. I'm Barbara Scully, and I am host of Connect FCS Ed podcast. And today I am going to give you a quick tutorial on how to make a beautiful PowerPoint for your daily or weekly agendas. So as you can see, I already have my PowerPoint completely open. It is not PowerPoint online. It is PowerPoint full desktop version. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up and I am going to click Layout. I'm going to select Blank for Blank Template. Now I'm going to go back up to Insert, and I'm going to insert Picture and from Online Pictures. So now this is the point where you get to choose kind of any background that you want. And while it's loading and everything, I'll just kind of talk here for a second that this is what I'm going to be choosing for my backgrounds when I'm creating my PowerPoints. So I'm going to select, for different contrast, brick wall. And so now I have this beautiful selection of various backgrounds for bricks. Choose whichever one that you think will work best for what you're wanting. For contrast, I like this one, and I'm going to press Insert. So now it's okay. It's duplicated. Now I'm going to highlight or just select the toggle bars for this photo by unknown author, and I'm going to backspace, and now it's deleted. Now I'm going to click on the actual image, and these handles, I'm going to stretch them out to make them fit. All right, so now my brick wall is completely in the background. So now I'm going to also select, and okay, it makes no difference right now with send to back, bring to front, because this is the only thing that is on the screen at the moment. So now I'm going to go up and I'm going to insert, and where is my shapes? I'm going to select shapes, and I'm hitting the rectangle, and now I get to click and drag. So now I'm going to try to center this. So with that, I'm going to select shape fill. I'm selecting shape fill, and I'm going to do white. And my outline is going to be black. And I'm also going to select weight. So this is where I can make the border of my white background for my text area. I could make that however size for that line. So I'm going to choose 4.5 point. So now it's all set for my PowerPoint. I'm personalizing it here. So I'm going to drop it down a little bit, because what I'm going to do another insert shape, the rectangle, for me at least. You could choose whichever one that you want. It could be circles, triangles, arrows, you name it, you could do it. Oh, maybe for fun I could do the banner. Oh heck, let's change it up a little bit. I'm going to do like a little scroll, and now I'm going to change the outline, and now I'm going to do the fill, so that way, and I'm also going to change the weight so that way it matches. I like my stuff to match, but that's up to you. So now my stuff is matchy match, which I like. I'm going to make this a little bit wider, just contrast, right? Now I'm going to go up and I'm going to press Insert Text Box. And now I'm going to click and drag. And this is where I'm going to say for this week, And then I'm going to drop down. For me, this is, so I'm going to start working on next week. And next week's stuff, it's going to be the 21st through the 25th. 21st through 25th. And always put the date and everything for the whole year, or for what year we're doing. So how I like to do things, I really like to make like a daily agenda. So I'm going to put my learning target, and I'll go up and I'm going to press insert, text box. Now I'm going to have my stuff here. So I'm going to have my learning target, and whatever that may be, I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to, for my district and for what I have learned and seeing what other people have created, having that success criteria for my students to see, like, I know I'm going to be successful if I do this. I think that's really important for students to have, and I think it's important that teachers are including this when it comes to creating their agendas or PowerPoints or whatnot. Show students how they're going to be successful in that written form. So I'm going to write success criteria. And this is how you'd phrase it. I know I will be successful when I ... I know I will be successful when I complete this week's tasks, or reroute it to whatever your learning target is for that week. So I would leave this here, and then I would go back up and I'd press insert, and I would do another text box. And for me, and I could tell you how great it looks for the administrators. When an administrator comes into your classroom, or you are sending over your digital files for checking and understanding and making sure that for your TPEP and everything, if you have your standards on there for whatever from your frameworks, holy cow, your administrators are going to be blown out of the water just seeing that connection going, I know what my standards are, and so I'm going to embed this into each week's of my PowerPoint. It's all there, and it goes to your TPEP. So I would always put whatever your standards are. Choose one or two of your standards. I know we all have a lot of different standards when it comes to our learning content or teaching content, but if you could just choose one, if not two, of your standards for this particular unit, it looks amazing. And we all want to be successful with what we do because we're all professionals and we want to show our excellence. So I put my standards, whatever my standards are, and then I'd hit insert again for another text box, make it a little bit smaller, and then this is where you would put down your bullet points for the week's tasks. So I have this week, and for this week, here's this week's overview tutorial. Click here. For this week's general tutorial. I didn't spell that right. Yeah, I didn't think I did. Tutorial. There we go. It didn't even look right to me. So then I would hyperlink. So I would highlight the word, and then I'm going to right click, and then I would go down to link. And then this is where, if you have your video stored somewhere from your Microsoft Stream or your YouTube or a screencast or Screencast-O-Matic, whatever it may be, this is where you go into where that video is stored, and you would copy the link for that video file, and you would embed it into this address for the URL. and then you would have the click OK being available to you. How I know it's going to be that video file is because I'm choosing existing file or web page. So if you're using your district's screencast or district's screencast-o-matic, then it's only going to be available to your students on your district's screencast. And that's great because that means that your content is being securely locked. If you're using YouTube, which you can upload your files, your video files from Screencast-O-Matic and Screencastify onto YouTube, so therefore, and you can make it either a public account or you can make it a private account. Whichever one it is that you want to use, then you're able to do that. And always, select address and copy and paste or paste that web address here. And then always for being virtual teachers for today's day and age right now, make everything action items. So do bullet points. Say, click here for this week's general tutorial. Then I'm going to take it in, do that sub bullet and say, click here for, let's see, maybe click here for another tutorial, or maybe you have a some sort of PowerPoint or a video lecture on something. For me, I know we're all different learners, so it's really important that we are giving, you're giving them their PowerPoints. So if we're doing PowerPoints, you're giving them the actual PowerPoints themselves, because it's really important that we're giving both our auditory and visual learners and our students who just give me the work and I'll get it done. I know that's how I am. There's sometimes I want to have that narration in hearing somebody's voice, but then there's sometimes, I can do this. I don't need anybody to be explaining anything over being thorough with me. I can do this on my own. I'm fully capable. And we're all like that to some degree. So it's really important that you're scaffolding, you're giving that differentiation. So that way all of your students will be successful. So I would give them the actual PowerPoint for the lecture, and I would give them the narrated video lecture, and then give them the assignment, and make everything a one-stop shop. So that way all that they have to do is click here, click here, click here, and not be searching throughout your Google Classroom or searching in coursework or going into your Teams files or channels and having to go to files here or assignments there or go into OneNote, all these places. If you make it accessible in a one-stop shop where you're hyperlinking everything, you are going to find that students will be more engaged with your content, and you're going to have students who are going to enjoy coming to your class. And that is what is important for today's students. We are building success, and we are teaching them how to do things. We're teaching them that policies and procedures. So try to make your slides as user-friendly as possible. Hyperlink your slide decks and have fun. Make your classroom for synchronous learning time, make it engaging. Yesterday, for my students, and Monday, I did a Kahoot game for our synchronous learning. I went through my my policies and procedures it's always about repetition, right? So I went through my policies and procedures. I showed them by sharing my screen, going, okay, this is what we're doing for this week. All you have to do is click here, click here, click here, watch these videos, and here is the assignment, making it that one-stop shop that I'm talking about. But then I also go in and show them how to upload their assignments, download their assignments, and then I swung it over and I had them do a Kahoot game for synchronous learning, and it was a pretest for both my classes. So now I have that documentation showing what students know before we go into our actual learning content. And I'm going to be able to show evidence. Evidence is the key word. I'm going to be able to physically show evidence of what students have learned after we went through that unit. And that is what our administrators are wanting. And that looks amazing on your TPEP. And also, you're giving yourself that kudos for going, look at how far look at the data and how far my class has progressed from what they know to what they know now. So these are all really important steps. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.